So from standing, we're coming back to sitting, and I invite you to take your time getting here. Or you may just be starting and maybe choosing to work on your back for now. So whenever you're ready, I invite you to come onto your back. I will turn this way. I think this will work nicely. And you can choose to keep the knees bent for now if you'd like, or you can maybe try laying flat first. And for now, just notice the way your body connects with the mat or the floor beneath it. Maybe even take the feet out a little bit and maybe try a little bit of movement. So I'm just swinging my knees gently from side to side. And you can try this if you'd like, if you think it would be useful. Another thing that you could try would be to maybe bring the knees up into the chest. You can hold them with your hands, maybe even rock a little bit, side to side. If you like doing that, you can keep going, or if you'd like to try something else, you can try maybe bringing in one knee. Notice how it feels with your hands on your shins, and how your left foot feels on the floor. Maybe try the other side. And see how that feels. Maybe bring them both. And then maybe try this very gentle movement where my hands are just resting on my knees, but I am just straightening them until they come perpendicular to the ceiling, and then I just kind of hug them in a little bit. You can try this if you'd like. You can also stay here if you'd like, and maybe just keep rocking, or maybe not, maybe sit here in stillness. And then maybe we can try stretching the hips a little bit by crossing one foot over the other. And then maybe try just a little movement. Maybe try bringing the left foot in, the one that was on the mat. maybe a little bit of back and forth on this side. Maybe you could reach your hands underneath the leg and bring it in like that. Feel free to take your time with this. Again, maybe even a little bit of rocking. Maybe try squeezing it in a little. Maybe try just letting it go a bit. Another version of this shape you can try is to cross the legs all the way over. And again, bringing them in towards the abdomen. And I'm bringing my foot to the mat, and then I'm going to get ready to do the other side. Okay, so from here I am bringing my left foot over my right thigh. And you're welcome to try this side. You're always welcome to take a resting shape. And again, eyes can be opened or closed. And maybe try bringing the right leg in a bit and see how that feels. Notice any sensations, if any. If you're not feeling anything, that's okay too. And maybe even if you can reach the hands behind, maybe even bring the legs in just a little bit more. And you can stay here in stillness. Your eyes can be opened or closed. Maybe even try rocking. If you would like. Either way is fine. Maybe even try squeezing it in a little and releasing. See how that feels. Maybe noticing also if one side feels different than the other. It most likely does, I think, for the majority of people. And feel free to stay here and keep exploring this particular shape, or maybe even try crossing the legs a little bit further. And then maybe bringing the knees in towards the abdomen. And see how this version of the shape feels. And again, you can keep still here, or maybe explore a little bit of movement. Again, taking your time. And if it's not working for you, you can always take a resting shape, maybe even just bring the feet to the mat. Or you can continue this for a little bit longer. I'm going to come back to my mat. And if you'd like, you can take your feet out a little bit and maybe try this movement again. So this is like a windshield wiper. And you can try this movement a little more slowly if you'd like. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just see how that feels in your body. Maybe even bring the knees up higher. Try that. Maybe one feels more useful than the other. And then, if you'd like to try a little twist, you can just bring your knees in towards the abdomen and just let yourself gently roll to one side. And then allow the chest to open up again, maybe towards the ceiling. Maybe you can place your hand on your knee. Eyes can be opened or closed, of course. Notice if you're feeling any sensations in the body and where they might be. And again, if you're not feeling anything, that's fine. And then if you feel ready, you can just put your hand under your knee and we'll just swing back up towards the center. And to come to the other side, we'll bring the knees in again and just, again, with your arms supporting your leg, just gently let your knees fall to the other side and then open up the chest. So the arms can be up, the right arm can be up by your side or maybe resting on your ribs, maybe even above your head. That's your choice. And your gaze can, if your eyes are open, can be up towards the ceiling or looking over the right shoulder. And we'll just pause here. And if you've chosen not to take this shape, then just pause wherever you are. And then very slowly, when you're ready, you can start to make your way back up from this, back to center. And then from here, one final shape that we can take. I have to get my block for. Okay, from here, I had to go get my block. One final shape that we can try is to take the block and just put it underneath your lower back or your sacrum. And if you choose to try this, just you can keep the knees bent and feel your feet on the floor. Maybe feel your shoulders on the floor, on the mat. You could keep the eyes open or closed here. Your hands can be by your sides with the palms up or down, or maybe even on your belly or on your hips. Feel free to find what feels good for you. And then just noticing if there are any sensations, if you feel anything in different parts of the body or nothing at all, either way. And when you feel like you would like to move on to the next piece, we are going to come into another rest, our final rest. And you can come into that now, or you can stay here on the block. If you choose to come into it now, you can either lay on your back, and you can leave the knees bent, or maybe take the legs out in front of you. You can also sit up and take a seated position for this, and either leave the eyes opened or closed. And another option, if you choose to lay down, you can even maybe bring a little blanket. I like to lay a blanket over my belly and my legs. So maybe you can try using a blanket if you think that that would be useful to you. For me, I find it very soothing. And then decide where you'd like to be and how you'll be comfortable, most comfortable. And for a few moments, close your eyes. But you can leave them open as well. And for a few moments, we're going to pause, and then we're going to close the practice. For now, there's nothing to do, and there's nowhere to be but here, and I'm going to stop talking and pause the video, and then when you're ready to come back, we'll continue and we'll close the practice.